I'm gonna be honest, I know that Destiny 2 hasn't been in a good state for quite some time now. It's had its expansion releases, Edge of Fate in July, Renegades in December, and although those expansions had their player peaks peak lower each time, there's something else that feels more concerning than just a downward trend in peak and average player counts. It's no lie that the Destiny 2 player base is declining year over year and month by month. We can see that trend consistently. We can feel that trend through various places like Destiny's LFG being less populated, Destiny communities being less populated, content creators including myself uploading less or starting to move away and lose interest, players like myself and probably you and your clan members and friends playing less. I mean, if you go to your Destiny roster right now, it's probably dead, tell me I'm wrong. Now that's understandable for a few reasons, right? The game isn't as fun as it used to be, there's less content, there's less to be excited for, and there's just tons of other great things to play right now. The thing is, this never used to be the case. In fact, it's gotten that bad that Bungie themselves pretty much don't even care either at this point. Look at the game in front of you, look at the news in front of you, there's nothing. Each twab that goes by is just completely empty. You'll get the odd thing every now and again, but Destiny news is so dead, like we don't even get amazing twabs like we did back in the day, where they announce crazy things coming like 3.0 subclasses, Xur reworks, loadouts, and all that sort of stuff. You don't even get news about new content until it's pretty much thrown on top of you at this point. It's like they've lost all their funding of any kind of marketing or advertisement completely. The only things shown these days are new Eververse items, Bungie store stuff, or things unrelated to Destiny 2, or they're related, but just kind of irrelevant in the sense that most average and long-term players just simply do not care. It's even rumoured that the Shadow and Order update for Destiny 2 might not even release at its planned date now because of Marathon. It's like Destiny is being pushed away so Marathon can have all the focus. We're now no longer important until Marathon can succeed for Bungie and Sony, and while it's frustrating to be pushed to the side, it's understandable. You want your new product to be the main focus and succeed, especially when you have an existing franchise bleeding out excessively over time. The average monthly player count is on a rapid decline and it's only getting worse. In fact, Bungie are willing to go so far to make sure that you purchase Marathon, and they're willing to go as far as just shoving it into the Eververse store as an expansion for Destiny 2. And no, I'm not joking, someone told me it was in the Destiny Eververse store, so I had to boot up the game and see it with my own eyes, and it is really there. It's like Bungie just no longer cares about Destiny at this point and only cares about Marathon. Trials is a mess, Iron Banner is nowhere to be seen, PvP overall is abandoned, yet somehow, someway, despite all the art thefts, the destruction of Destiny's PvP, somehow Bungie are finally releasing a new PvP focused game that people are actually starting to get hyped about. And don't get me wrong, it looks great now, at least much better than it was a year ago, but what's to say that Bungie won't just abandon Marathon like they did with Destiny if revenue doesn't hit their overvalued expectations years down the line. The real problem in the industry today isn't the game, it's the companies running them. Heck, you know what? It isn't even just the companies, it's the investors too, because for some reason, investors have no clue what actually makes a game good, since they'd rather pull their investments out of game companies that mostly create games with actual game designers, and instead throw their money into fully generated AI games, which is just the beginning. They think that this is more valuable than a hands-on experience created by professionals, and this is exactly what's wrong with today's society. It's all about money, all about greed, and nothing is about core quality for a fun, exciting, and polished game. It's why indie games or games run by smaller companies or non-AAA studios are doing so well now, because they actually care about their product and what their player wants. Arc Raiders as a clear example, Hytale as another. It's quite funny when a game studio is acquired by a bigger company, the game just goes downhill. But when it's ran by the company that created the IP originally, they care, mostly. Give the players what they want and the revenue will flow in. You can't just force it and do everything you can to milk their player base of every coin they own. It works in the short term, but it's not sustainable for a thriving live service game for years to come. You know, it never used to be this way. Bungie would run Destiny their own way, at least occasionally they did, but it's not just Bungie now owned by Sony, it's not just Call of Duty owned by Activision, owned by Microsoft, or Ubisoft, or Bethesda. All these game studios at one point made fantastic games. Bethesda's Fallout series getting Game of the Year, Call of Duty having the best years, Bungie having their most successful times, but the issue isn't the founding company of these IPs, it's the fact that there's a parent company higher up but expects more and management just becomes chaotic. A lot of these companies are doing fine with a happy player base when they weren't owned by a bigger company, and you can see that now play out. Companies running today under a parent company like Microsoft and Sony are performing so poorly versus companies that are free, not owned by anyone. Hytale almost went through that fall by not even launching when Riot acquired them, but thankfully the game was sold back to the founder and its future can't look more promising. As long as these huge giants are in charge of smaller studios, I don't think games, at least many of them, will do well and outperform in the long term. It's a shame that the gaming industry is the way it is today, and I think things are only going to get worse from here on out over the coming years, at least until things become more stabilised. Just my thoughts, what do you all think?